Thank you for being here, everybody. This is I'm Being Seriously.
Thank you for being here.
No, you're supposed to sing the I'm Being Seriously jingle.
I'm being seriously. I'm being seriously.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Or I'm being seriously.
It's very Michael McDonald, and I like that.
Or I'm being seriously.
So thanks for being here, babe, on I'm Being Seriously.
I'm glad I can be here at home.
Me too. Me too.
It's nice to be here at home.
Thanks for being home.
Thank you for being home. Shout out to Michael McDonald for just inspiring jingles.
Yes. Um,
I live my life through the voice of Michael McDonald.
I wanted to focus on something from the Bible.
What the fuck? What
To
about the Bible?
be kind to your neighbor.
Be kind to your neighbor. Everyone look to the left and look to the right. And I want you to say, peace be with you.
Yes. There. I mean, what is that? A Ten Commandment? Something like that.
You know, I should know the commandments because I used to teach this shit and I don't
Thou
know
shalt not
anymore.
steal. Thou shalt not.
Covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not.
What is the bear false witness? Something
Thou shalt not bear fault with false wit. You said
false.
fault.
Yeah, I don't even know.
There shall fault no fault wall no.
They use weird words in the Bible.
You know what I hate about the Bible is that it uses language that's
Can we
just
just
so
talk about?
inaccessible.
Can we just talk about the hate for the Bible?
Yeah, I hate how like people like they like they'll be like you should read this verse from Psalms if you're having a difficult time and don't know where to look. And then you read the verse and it's like you can't even fucking understand what it's saying without like googling it and like
What's the
you have to
message?
interpret it. And it's like, why do I have to interpret? Why can't it just be written in a way that's
Yeah, how
understandable and
many testaments
accessible?
do we need to have for it to be understandable?
Well, it's like, like the commandments, it's like the commandments are just like over and over and over again, just just reiterated in different ways. And then like Jesus is like, wait a second, let's revamp it, modern. Like Jesus just like kind of revamps and modernizes what's in the Old Testament.
Uh-huh.
And then that's what people like. They're
Hmm.
like, I like this. I get, like they're guilt free.
Yeah.
Because the OG Bible, like Old Testament's very like, you're guilty,
Yeah.
you sinned,
Hmm.
you're going to Sheol.
I never looked at the Old
You're
Testament.
going to Sheol. You're never going to make it to heaven.
I never looked at the Old Testament. So
That's what the Jews like. They
that
like the Old Testament.
that wasn't my shit.
Mm.
But I can't say that Catholicism, New Testament was my shit. So
I just, Jesus is just not my shit. As a person, okay, yeah, sure, like what he stands for.
yeah.
Who can disagree with what he stands for? Of course
I'm
not.
bored.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. I was just trying to,
Let's talk about the neighbors.
well, that's where I was
Let's talk
going
about
with
our
it. I was
shitty
just
fucking
trying to
neighbors.
make it like as swift and smooth as possible, but then you took it too far with the Bible.
It's just because I saw people today sharing on Instagram about the
Mm,
Bible, and I'm just like,
you get too
I hate the
caught up
Bible.
in Bible talk. Okay.
Next Sunday, featuring Jesse, Bible Talk.
Yeah, when are you gonna do a takeover?
I'm gonna do a takeover soon. I'm thinking about doing my own side shoot. It's gonna be
Yeah,
called
do a spin-off.
yeah, spin-off.
What is it gonna be?
It's gonna be called
I'm being serious.
I'm Being Serious with Jesse. It's just like a partner podcast, like where I just do full on serious
Yeah,
conversations. Like
that's yeah,
I just try to have the most serious conversation as possible with
yeah.
someone.
I'm being serious.
Be serious. That's genius.
Maybe I should have named it I'm being serious.
You know what? I'd like to attribute my girlfriend Alexis for all the great ideas that I have. And if you've ever thought something was great and genius that I didn't think of it. She did.
Oh, babe, that's so true. Thanks for shouting me out.
Anyways,
Shout out to
that's all
Alexis.
she gets. And
Is she with us? I don't know.
she's here. Is Alexis
Is
here in the room
Alexis
with
here?
us right now? This Alexis you talk about? Imagine I'm being seriously is really just me talking to myself and I do both voices.
Yeah, there's no
I'm
Alexis
just like
in
crazy.
the podcast.
I'm
It's just
nuts.
it's just yeah, you just drew out some girl.
Oh my god.
Creepy.
You're just like a face-tuned version of me that I created, like a Photoshop.
Yeah, in a different simulation, that's what happened.
You're like an AI thing I did.
Yeah, I'm not even real.
Little Malika or whatever.
Michaela?
Malik, whatever, that like AI girl.
Oh, I was like, Michaela's from my first grade class.
She's a bitch.
She was a big girl.
Would you say she
She
was
wasn't
a
a bitch. She was actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. She was tough. I would say she was a tough. I don't know if she was mean to
she was
me.
a tough
She was a tough.
she was a tough. You ever been neighbors with someone you went to school with?
No, because I always went to school really far from everyone.
Oh yeah,
So
you like would have to lie about
I
your
was like
address, huh?
cursed. Yeah.
Oh,
Even my elementary school I didn't even, I don't even, I think my mom had to use my grandma's address.
oh, that's sad.
Even though we lived in Highland Park. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Mm.
Um,
Let's talk about the neighbors.
the only school that I used my address
Okay.
was my private school
Mm-hmm.
in middle school
Which private school is this?
in El Serena.
Shout them out.
OLG, what's up?
OMG.
Cougars?
Did they suck?
We're the OLG Cougars?
Oh my god. You were born to be a cougar?
Yeah, I was born to be a cougar.
Yeah.
In the name of
In
Christ.
the name of Christ. Catholic Christ. He's very different.
I think we're still cougars.
Catholic Christ is very different.
Catholic cougars.
Catholic Cougars. You know, Catholic Cougars pretty, that's, what was it? Sofia Vergara, is she a Catholic Cougar?
I don't know.
Selma Hayek, Catholic Cougar.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Tempe school, I think we were the Bears. And then Alhambra, we were the Moors. The Moops.
We were the Bears. We were the Moops. The Moops.
It's
It's Moops.
It's it's a misprint.
Says Moops.
No, I'm sorry. The answer
It's
is
Moops.
Anyway,
Fucking George.
yes, so there is a commandment, I believe, that says something about being nice to your neighbor.
It says something about your neighbor. I know there's one that says like, don't fucking steal your neighbor's wife, and there's one that's like,
I don't think it's like as clear as that. I think it just says don't cheat on your wife or
it
something.
doesn't say that. It says, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
I don't know if it says it like that.
It does.
Pull them up. Do a fact check.
I'm doing it. I'm doing the 10 Commandments.
Just call it the fat check.
Okay, let's talk about how fucking crazy the fat check. Let's do the fat check. Did you or did you not get an extra wrench? Okay, the first
We
guilty
should do like a side. What do you call those? Like,
side hustle
yeah, let's do a side hustle. No,
where we
like
count the wrench,
we're like it's like a side from the show, just like
like a sidebar.
the fat check. Yeah.
The fat check. Today's fat check.
Did you or did you not put the spicy chili oil all over the pizza?
Did you aggressively shake the
True or
mozzarella
false?
to get it out, even though it wouldn't come out?
Did you demand that the waitress bring you more cups of ranch
Did you
after she
say?
came back 3 times?
You know what's funny is when they bring you a container and then you say, "Can I get a little more?" Like, what are they gonna do? Bring you a little bit more in the container?
Yeah.
Because you know what? She did bring a little bit more in the
Can I get
next
a little
container.
dab?
They just get a little bit more, just a little bit more, and they're like like you fucked up with the value.
Yeah. You shouldn't have been so little.
You shouldn't have been so little. Let's talk about how stupid the first commandment is, how fucking dumb it is. The first one is not even really a commandment. It's just straight up like God was just filling himself. He says, I, the Lord, am your God. You shall not have any other gods besides me.
That's the first commandment.
Yeah, he just straight up says,
No, no.
no, me.
Only.
The next one he says, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain.
Yeah.
Oh
so you
my
can't
God.
say God damn it.
Oh God damn it. Oh my God. Number 3, he says, remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. Like, what does that even mean? So you're dedicating Sunday,
Yeah.
which is not even the original fucking day.
Sabbath.
It's Saturday. Saturday's the OG.
Yeah.
Honor your father and mother.
Okay.
What a motherfucker he is. You shall not kill. Like, no shit, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You think you gotta tell people this shit?
Well, people are not some aren't doing it because of him. So you
That's
gotta
true.
thank Jesus.
People are killing people for Jesus.
People are respecting their parents because of Jesus.
That's true. That's the only reason, huh?
Yeah.
And they're definitely
The other
not
two, I can't.
Sunday. Like, do you know anybody that's like,
The other
I can't
three,
do nothing.
sorry.
I can't do nothing.
I meant like the God's name in vain. I mean, what does that really do to the world?
I know. Do you know anyone that gets mad when you say like, "Oh my God"?
Yes.
You do?
I had a family member tell me
Was it
uh,
someone who's always been like that, or someone who recently just
it was like a reborn
see that's annoying?
Christian.
That's when you're like, well, remember when you used to do drugs and suck dick?
Yeah, do you remember when you got a fucking DUI, almost killed somebody?
Oh my God! Do you remember when you committed a tax fraud, you bitch?
Yeah.
Honor your father and mother. You shall
Do you
not
remember
commit.
when you tried to make out with one of my friends who was like 13 years
Oh
younger than
my
you?
God! You were an adult. Remember when you were a pedophile?
True story.
Jesus Christ! Do you remember when you pawned your grandmother's freaking
Her
her
brooch.
brooch in her wedding ring? You shall not commit adultery. Like, okay, like these. You shall not kill, and you shall not commit adultery. Like, these are common sense ones. Like, God was like,
Some people are still doing it. I don't know what you're talking about.
you shall not steal.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, people are doing that a lot more.
You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Do I always tell the truth? Do I ever lie or hurt anyone by what I say?
Bear false witness. Explain that to me. What is bear false witness?
It just means you're lying. Like, do you ever lie on someone?
Lie to your neighbor.
Like, do you ever no? Like, do you ever
Lie to
lie?
your neighbor.
No, not just that. Like, it's like, do you ever lie at someone else's expense? You
Is
know?
my neighbor just lying about me?
We'll talk about our fucking bullshit, stupid ass neighbor who should probably freaking
Eat rocks.
eat rocks and move to Canada or fucking live in Washington. She, you know what?
I hope
She's
she eats rocks. Not kick rocks.
she
I hope
shouldn't.
she eats them.
She needs to eat rocks, the ones that are in her head where her brain should be.
Yeah.
And I hope she hears us. And you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Like obviously, yeah, right. That's like also the same as you shall not steal.
Okay.
And you shall not
Yes.
covet anything that
Can you
belongs to your
speed it
neighbor.
up?
That's it. What do you mean? Those are the last two commandments. Can you hurry up and get to
Can
10?
you do the bonus round already?
Bonus round, 11th commandment.
Hail Mary, full of grace, with the
Yeah,
Lord is
damn.
with
The 11th commandment
Our
says,
Father.
it says, you shall not replenish.
Fat check.
Fat
Did
check.
you or did you not get an extra large root beer float?
Okay, I didn't get an extra large. I didn't get a root beer float. I got a root beer and then I got a refill.
A large root beer float.
It's not large. It's the same size as yours. It came in one of those red cups that the
And
nice restaurants
you
have.
tried to slurp it down before we left
I poured
to
it
get
into
the
a to-go
last
cup.
drop of the root beer to go
Okay.
home.
You know what? Let me clear my name here, okay? Because you are
Fat
bearing.
check.
She's
Did
bearing.
you or
You are bearing false witness.
fault
It
witness?
is fat witness.
Hee hee hee.
Anyways,
Fat check the
fat check. It's like out of nowhere.
the whole show is just fat
Fat
check.
check. Did you or did you not?
Okay.
All right. Well, did you or did you not?
Yes, I did. I did put a lot of chili oil on my pizza
Oh, you
slice.
did. You also ate those Starbursts really late the other night.
I had about 9 of them.
Oh my God. She was passed out with the wrappers underneath her pillow. Um, let's talk about peeing. Have you ever peed on something that's belongs to someone else?
Yeah, I peed on someone's sink.
On someone's sink?
I peed in someone's sink, yeah.
I've also peed in someone's sink.
Yeah.
Out of spite?
Well,
You did it to like
I had
spite
to
them?
go. No,
Oh, you didn't do it like as to
in a mean
insult
way.
them?
No,
When I was in
I
high
really had to
school,
go.
I pissed in the dean's sink.
Hmm.
Yeah, I called in his office. I said, "Can I use your restroom?" And I pissed in his sink, and I rubbed it on, the faucet and the hot and cold, and
I peed in a
I'm sure he
friend's.
touched it.
I peed in a friend's sink. No doors. It was a kitchen.
What?
Kitchenette, like ours.
You pissed in the kitchenette?
Yeah.
Imagine being so stupid you name your daughter Kitchenette.
Um, and it was a risk. I'm not gonna lie. No doors. Somebody could easily just walked into the
Wait,
apartment.
so you did it out of necessity?
Yes.
Urgency.
Yes.
Emergency.
Had to go.
That check.
What's
Did
the?
you eat a snack
No.
in the kitchen?
No.
Did you check the fridge?
No.
You ever walk into someone's house and open their fridge when they're not looking?
Depends.
Like, you ever go
If it's a
over?
clean house, I'll check. If it's not, I'm not gonna check that fridge.
Ooh, you don't want to check the dirty house fridge. You're like, what's in the dirty house fridge? You go to someone's house and it's filthy. Like, you don't want to open that fridge.
Scared.
What are you gonna find? Something great?
So today I was walking to work because somebody made me late because I had to walk a dog.
What
And
an asshole.
as I was going up, trying to go up the stairs with the dog that we
Mm-hmm.
own,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a hurry and I stepped on the step, and there was a squirrel.
You stepped on the squirrel?
No. The same incident happened as the last time. The
Oh,
squirrel was on the top of the staircase. I didn't want to interfere and get in its way because I don't know what squirrels are going to
it
do
was barring
sometimes.
entry.
He's just looking at me, yeah. And I'm just like, great, I'm gonna be fucking late. I'm gonna fight with this squirrel right now.
Oh
And
my
I was
god.
thinking about it, and I was like, I can't do it. I don't have time for
How do
this
I
shit.
survive
I
this?
don't have time for this shit. So I went all the way to the building
Are you
staircase.
serious? And you walked up and this way and that
Yeah,
way?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Squirrel bouncer.
So these squirrels got me in check.
The squirrel bounced you.
Yeah,
You're just a doorman.
I know. Fat
God
check.
damn. You know, that's happened to me before. Fat check. I didn't eat the pancakes that they ordered for me at work today because they didn't give me syrup.
Fat check. Did you or did you not order a
Okay,
third or
yes.
fourth extra
And I
pancake
was a
last night
fourth, you
from
jerk.
Norm's?
I ordered the third one. You know what? I asked the waitress, I said, instead of the double stack, can I get a three stack? And she said, I'm not gonna charge you, honey. I'll just give it to you. I'll
You
give
didn't
you a
even
free.
need that
I'll
third
give you a
stack.
free.
I don't
I'll
understand
give
why
you a
you
free.
like. It's kind of crazy.
It wasn't a third stack, it was a three stack.
Doesn't
A
matter.
third stack implies that there was three stacks of pancakes, so that's not right.
A three stack.
It was a three stack.
So fat check.
Bad check.
True.
True.
So anyway, let's talk about our neighbor because that's what the point of this episode
Oh
is about.
god.
So we just moved into a new apartment, and it's in the next building from our old
It's
apartment,
in the next
same
building.
property.
It's not far.
Um,
Let's talk
and
about how we did it. Let's talk about how we were moving
no,
and
it's
how she
boring.
responded. What do you mean no? Why
I'm
not?
I'm gonna get to the story. Can you chill?
Hurry up.
So
They're waiting. Fat check. Did you or did you not eat a bite of my salad after you made a sandwich and that was all I had?
I did.
And
I'm
then you took a
guilty.
second bite
I took a third bite.
and a third bite.
Yeah.
You ever hand someone a bowl of food that you were eating for yourself and then you say, hey, you want a bite? And they take three?
So we were moving,
Okay.
and second day we move in. You and Aaron are bringing in the fridge.
Shout out, Aaron.
Shout out Aaron.
Yeah.
And so you guys put the fridge down, and immediately when you put the fridge down, this lady's banging on the ceiling with her broom. She had her broom like ready to go
Like instantly, right?
instantly.
Like not
it was just
even.
already, it was there.
There wasn't even like a delay from the time.
Yeah.
It was like immediately it hit floor.
We live in an
Bang,
old
bang, bang, bang.
apartment building, so I ran to the balcony and I didn't look at her, but I just shouted like, "Hey, sorry," apologizing, this and that. She's all frantic. She's like, "Hey, yeah. I just want to make sure like my kids are okay. They got scared and this and that, and I just want to thought there was an earthquake."
Her kids were scared. She has a 16-year-old son.
Yeah, she has two kids.
Well, how was the other one?
I don't know.
Young enough to be scared by
He's a little boy,
fridge.
I'm sure. Anyway,
This little bitch.
so that was the end of that. That was like night 2. Night 4, not even night 4 actually. It was the third. The third day had gone by. The next morning, so the fourth
Yeah,
day.
like 2 days after that, right?
Yeah, she's banging on our door. I was at work, and I work here in the property, so um, she's full of shit. So she
But she doesn't know that
she
you work
doesn't know
here.
that I
She doesn't know
work
you work here.
here, and she bangs on the door and wakes you up in the morning.
And she wakes me up.
Tell us.
So I hear banging on the door at like 9 a.m., which is like, it's my day off. I think it's Sunday.
Sunday. It was a
It's
Sunday.
Sunday. And I was like, I need to sleep in a little bit. And I didn't get to because this bitch is banging on the door. I thought it was you
Right.
because you work here on Sundays.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, maybe she's this babe messing around with me. So I answered it like excited to see you. And instead of seeing you, I saw a raggedy fucking Patagonia wearing fucking scrawny white lady who like
What does she look like?
she's
Describe her.
she's like gaunt and pale with like she's got some like like liver spots,
Ooh.
the sunspots or whatever, liver
Okay.
spots.
Freckles
They're not
or
freckles, they're like like what white people get from being in the sun too much and shit.
yeah.
But she's pale now, like she stays out of the sun now. And she had on like a red like puffer jacket
Okay.
and she had on like
Is it the puffer jacket lady like he was passing by in her
no, that's
ring?
the Asian lady who just like keeps fucking up our
She
ring.
just keeps walking by.
She's like a human EMP.
Anyway, keep going with the story.
So she's fucking looks like shit. She's like got really like straw hair, like straw, like hay. Her hair is like
Yes.
hay,
Straw man.
straw man. And she just looked fucking frantic and she has this weird erratic like body like gestures and stuff and mannerisms like someone who's on Adderall or like Ritalin, like fucking like she's on speed. She reminded me of someone who's on meth, and I've seen a lot of people on meth, and she was behaving like that. But I have a feeling she's on legal meth, which is like Adderall,
Adderall.
and I'm pretty sure she is because she's just like at home all day, and she's just
She's a
like
stay-at-home mom, by the way.
she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's white, and she's like, I need something to make me feel better so I don't drown my kids, and she like before I could even say a word, she just started rattling off like complaints to me about the noise and how late we were up and we're moving stuff back and forth and my kids have to be asleep at 10 o'clock and because like the last person they didn't even you guys are supposed to wait a month before you move in here, which is like not true.
Yeah,
There's no
'cause
rule.
there's no rule on that,
There's no
and
rule.
I work here. Like,
Who the
there's no fucking rule.
like what fucking property is gonna be like, yeah, let's wait a month and not make any money
Yeah,
so the people downstairs cannot be inconvenienced.
right.
So like she's fucking full of shit. She's trying to
She's
like
like, make shit up.
she's making shit up. She's trying to intimidate us and she's like
She,
threatening to go to
yeah,
the
she
management.
basically doesn't know I'm in
She
management,
doesn't know and
and
I'm not gonna tell her because I
and
want her to feel stupid.
yeah, me too. I really do
I
too.
like that.
I also don't want her to just fucking bother me at work,
I
but
take great satisfaction knowing that one day she will feel stupid.
yeah.
And yeah, she was just like trying to threaten that she's gonna go complain to the manager. And I mean, I'm just like slowly trying to close the door. I'm just like, hey, like we're almost done. I'm sorry. Like, we
So you did say
I
sorry.
I don't know if I said sorry or if I said sorry for the inconvenience like that. I definitely didn't say I'm sorry. I think I said like
I've been trying to get it out
I
of
think I
you
said
for
like
days if you
you
really
know
said
what?
sorry or
She's
not.
trying to get at me because I don't normally say sorry. Normally I'm a smartass. Yeah, my beanie stinks. So what? I've been wearing it all day.
Okay.
And I was just like trying to get rid of her. And I'm like, like we work till late, and so it's like the only time we can move. So I need you just to bear with this. Like, sorry for the inconvenience right now, but we're gonna be doing this. And she's like, if not, I'm about to go to the manager and this and that. And she's like, was saying so many things. Like, she was speaking like 10 words a second, just pissing me off. And so I just slowly, it's like
Yeah.
okay, and that was end of the second incident.
The third incident
Let's talk about the third
brought to you
incident.
by our son Kobe.
Brought to you by Cobenstein.
So we're on a second floor,
Yeah.
and our dog was sick one of
Was
these days.
was he sick or he had the runs? Is that sick?
Babe, what the fuck? His poop was
Whoa.
scary. He was
Okay.
sick.
Let's not talk about that.
Anyway, so he was sick, and our dog loves the sun. He's a sun boy.
He loves the
He
sun.
loves to be out of his crate. He loves to like stretch his legs. He likes to be nosy. He likes to see the birds.
He
So,
does.
so we left him on the
He likes to
balcony.
ponder.
He was a little sicky poo that day. Um,
He pooped a
and
little bit of blood. It's okay. He's good now.
he's fine. We took him to the vet.
We all poop a little blood sometimes.
And yeah, so he had an accident and our balcony slopes
It
downward.
slopes downward.
So of course the pee pad was not his first target, so he completely missed
Completely
basically.
missed. He tried,
I mean, there were some little
give him an A for
there were some
effort.
little spots of pee on there, but the pee pretty much went around the pad basically, and it landed on this lady's flap, like the flap of her
Oh
barbecue.
god. And it landed there because our balcony just for some reason happens to just be like a few inches recessed from where hers is, so it doesn't line up
Yeah.
quite right. And so it just leaked right onto her
And
shit.
this woman, she's home all day, so she was able to
Notice every
determine
little thing.
that apparently this barbecue that looks like it hasn't been touched
She's
in
definitely
a
on
long
drugs to
time.
notice something like that.
She noticed that there was piss, and so she went as far as to wipe it and put it in a plastic bag and
The
leave
paper
it leave
towels.
it at our door, like a open
An
plastic
open
bag
plastic bag
of piss towels, and then write three 8 by 11 sheets of paper
in
in
Sharpie
Sharpie with
in large
large
font.
letters.
Yeah.
And then let me pull this up right now
Oh
because this
god, what did she
bitch.
say?
So she
You pull
says,
it up and I'll keep elaborating.
she says, your dog peed
Oh,
over
you had it
my
ready.
balcony onto my barbecue and other belongings, which I can't imagine because Kobe's not a big dog, so he doesn't have a lot
He's
of
tiny. He
piss.
doesn't have a lot of piss. He's got a little piss.
I will be reporting to the office tomorrow morning, as well as the excessive noise above. It's very rude from apartment blah blah below.
Should we tell
And
people her
then
address
no.
and her phone number?
And then she left it one last note, a little lower. She measured out the spacing of notes, so she put them in different spacing. It's like this is her what do you call that? A space bar. She said, "Here is some of the pee on towels in bag." And then below that sign is the bag from Sprouts,
Oh
brought to you
god.
by
So she
Sprouts.
shops at Sprouts, so
So we'll be seeing her,
I'll be
bitch.
seeing her and
Oh, and not to forget, because we have this on our Ring camera, so it is recorded, and she looks crazy.
she looks fucking crazy and everyone that passed by because we live in like basically a corner of the hallway on the way to the parking garage, so everybody fucking saw it.
Not everybody, it was like
Everyone
four
saw it.
people, and like a little kid that's like learning how to read.
It was like four families
Yeah,
that saw it. So it was like more than four people, but it was four groups of people
nosy people.
and nosy people. And I just want to say, I love all my Asian friends, but you guys are really harsh.
You
And
guys are really nosy
you guys are
too.
really nosy too. And those are the people who are looking. We're our Japanese neighbors who are judging us now and making huge critiques on our character, and they don't even know us.
I mean, I don't
I'm sure
really.
if they did, they would feel the same way though.
Yeah. So, anyway, so that was our story of our terrible neighbor, and it's.
Fat check. You ever go to the market and you get a pound and a half of sandwich meat and you're only able to make four sandwiches?
I feel like you got 2 pounds now.
I didn't get 2 pounds. You're exaggerating now.
Well,
You
you
ruined the
you
fat
called
check.
you called me on
You can't ruin the fat
you
check
called
with
me on
a non-fact.
you called me on the phone, the cellular
I
phone,
called you on my cellular device.
and you said, "Babe, I'm coming home with buffalo chicken slices and
Turkey pastrami.
some turkey pastrami."
Yeah.
You said, "I'm getting a pound of each." I don't know if you really got a
I
pound, but
didn't.
we
I got
only
a
made
pound of
four
turkey.
sandwiches, and it was really sad.
I got a pound of turkey and I got a half pound of turkey pastrami because I said, you know what, this isn't the turkey pastrami we like and love.
Have you ever had any like neighbor story? Do you have neighbor stories like crazy neighbors or any like Like, have you ever been nosy and heard your neighbor's drama or something?
I've heard. You know what's sad is that I'm always the neighbor that neighbors are being nosy about listening to the
Yeah.
drama. Like when I was younger, I'm pretty sure we were the neighbors that no one liked. Like, cause my parents would be like fucking yelling and arguing and shit, and so the neighbors would call the cops on us,
Yeah.
or they would complain.
Do you remember like a crazy incident or anything?
Well, I remember one neighbor, my
Have you
mom
ever thought about calling the cops on your dad?
calling the cops on my dad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I have, I
I'm like, are
guess.
you gonna lie? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was
Why
little,
are we talking about this?
why not?
I don't want to revisit these memories. Jeez.
Okay.
Have you ever thought calling like what,
It's
craziest
it's
story I have for you to talk about
it's
this?
because when you're little, you're still being trained to normalize like
The
toxic
fucking drama in your
behaviors in your
house?
house, that when you're in school they teach you to call the cops on situations that are
They're
like
like, call the
crazy.
cops if you feel like it's not safe.
And
Like,
yeah,
okay,
I'm
yeah, I'll get
just
my ass beat.
yeah, then you learn. Your family like instills in you, do not fucking call the
Like the
cops, you
cops are
fucking
not
dumb little
scary.
shit.
My family's way scarier than the cops. Not calling them. No, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, no, I was just like, oh no, I
Yeah,
just want to go to grandma's.
yeah, because parents argue and it's scary for little kids. And
Just when your fucking ghetto ass parents fucking arguing all crazy.
yeah. Or, I mean, I've even thought of calling the cops on like some of my
You ever
neighbors.
thought about calling the cops to your mom?
Never.
And that is sexism. Guys, let's talk about sexism
Are you
today.
Knuff?
Are you Knuff? Is it Knuff or is it Kenuff?
Knuff.
Are you Knuff?
I like saying Knuff because it sounds like a real word.
Knuff. Knerf.
Um, anyway.
Anyways, Barbie doesn't deserve the fucking Academy Award. America Ferrera got
I
a
never call the
fucking
cops on
award.
any of my family, by the way.
I've never called the cops.
I'm
I'm no
not a
fucking
fucking
rat. I'm
rat.
no
I'm just
ratas.
saying.
You asked a really crazy question that you shouldn't have asked. Have you ever thought about writing on your family? No.
Liar.
No
You just
way.
said you thought about it.
I mean, when I was a kid and I was scared.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, me neither.
I never would.
Me neither. Well, unless.
Well, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's different. That's, you're calling the cops because they got to come pick someone up now.
Yeah.
That's different. Um, so anyways, this fucking bitch ass neighbor who fucking thinks her son's gonna be a world star fucking tennis champion, which, you know what, I hope it works
We're
out
not
for him.
talking about her
I
anymore.
hope it
We're
works out
talking
for
about
him.
like other
I
memories.
I hope it works out for him so he gets away from his
I saw
crazy
my
fucking
neighbor being
mom.
arrested.
Ooh.
You don't know.
Oh. ICP?
Uh-huh.
Why do you say it like that? Why are you so offended that I thought it
Because
was
these are
ICP?
past stories.
No? What? Are you dumb? It wasn't him?
ICP wasn't arrested. He was reporting his car stolen. Anyway, I
A
saw my neighbor
stereotyping.
when I was like in elementary school. My mom was taking us to San Pasqual, and which is my elementary school.
Elementary school that you went
And
to,
I
yes.
was in the back of the car, and my brother always got shotgun, and I see the cops pull up
Ooh.
in the apartments next to my house,
Yeah.
and I was like already scared because I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see them as two police officers, and they're pulling out my neighbor,
Oh no. What do you
and
do?
he's smiling.
What? Smiley?
No, his name wasn't Smiley. I'm not gonna say his name, but he
Did you
was
have a street name?
no. But his kids are like gang affiliated.
Oh
So
shit. Organized. Watch out.
so anyway, he was smiling, and I was just like confused. I was confused as a little kid because
Like, why are they
I was a
taking.
little kid because I was like, hey, that's my dad's friend.
Yeah.
And then why is he smiling? And I hope he's okay.
Why are they taking Chato?
And I was just like worried about him, but like, he made it seem like it was okay because he was smiling.
I'm gonna be
I'm pretty
okay,
sure he was getting
Alexis.
arrested because he probably didn't pay like tickets or something, but
Didn't
like
pay his taxes.
something like that. So, but he, I
Didn't
saw
pay
him,
tickets.
I
That's a
saw
lot
him,
of tickets.
I saw him shortly after, like
So he has Aladdin bailed on.
Like he was probably around like maybe a week later or something, maybe two.
Got a good lawyer.
I don't think so.
He's innocent. No.
So, no, I don't know. Probably not.
I don't think I've ever seen my neighbors getting arrested. You know what I have seen? When I first moved to West Covina, mm, I want to say like the first year I was there,
Hmm.
there was four different incidents where like SWAT team and helicopters pulled up, and there was one incident in particular where the cops pulled up, closed off the whole street, like from like where Mike was across the street right there, like that intersection right there. Like they cut off that part, they
Hmm.
cut off like the other part to get out, and there was a helicopter overhead, and they were like, "Let the people go, let them out, let the hostages free, the hostages free."
Oh, damn.
And some dude was holding a whole family at gunpoint down the street, and they had dogs that they were like trying to sick on him and shit, and they were like yelling for this dude to get out of the house, and like I came out to the front door, and they were like, get in the house, don't come outside. And I was like, what? And yeah, they fucking pretty sure they shot that guy.
Yeah, probably.
And then like I want to say maybe like a year later, like two houses down, three houses down, a house burned down because it was a fucking meth lab. Those were the neighbors I had. Those are the only crazy neighbor stories I have. Otherwise, I'm usually the fucking annoying neighbor.
You? What did you
Yeah,
do?
I'm just like always like making noise and playing loud music and playing my guitar and shit like that. Being
Hmm.
annoying, fucking having people over too late and shit.
Are your dads?
My dad's when I was living with my parents. Yeah,
Hmm.
shit like that.
It's funny because you were mentioning how when you were in Alhambra that the people would call the cops on your parents or something.
Yeah, the neighbors would call the cops on my parents when they'd argue.
But when my parents would argue, because like
You were wishing they would?
the difference in Highland Park,
Yeah.
nobody would call the
Of course
cops on
not.
anybody.
I had old Asian neighbors when I was in
It
Alhambra.
was really crazy, and I'm just like sometimes as a little kid, like you're scared, so like yeah, sometimes I was like, are the cops the only ones that can save me here?
Who can save me from this
I'm just like,
madness?
this is crazy. Um, yeah, but nobody was down to call the cops on
They're probably
anybody.
afraid.
Um, so yeah, I would just like constantly hear my neighbors yelling at each other, throwing shit. It was normal. It was a normal.
It was that normal. You ever call the cops on your neighbors?
No,
Good.
no, I didn't. Um, I did call parking enforcement because in Highland Park, the parking is tough.
Ay, stuff.
I called parking enforcement, not for myself, not for my family because we have our driveway.
Mm-hmm.
It was more for like my family across the street or like the neighbors that I was friends with. Like, I did it for them. Maybe for myself too, but like I'm just saying it was the justice part.
Street justice.
There was some
You're a
people that
vigilante.
so there were some people that were like not even living on that street and they were parking their car
Oh,
there.
that's annoying.
It was so annoying. There was this one guy, he like he let he blocked two spaces and only had one car there.
What? He
Yeah.
double
And
parked.
he left it there for like weeks. He would leave it there
What?
for weeks and he would
So what'd you
just
do?
he what he would do is he would actually every like 7 days, 5 7 days or something,
You move it?
he would move the car, but he would change put another car.
What?
Yeah.
It's still double parked?
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
Because he's an idiot. I fucking hate
An
him.
asshole?
And I kept trying to get parking enforcement, but like technically he wasn't, abandoning a car
He's
for more
moving it.
than 5 days. He was moving it.
He like found out their schedule, their routine,
Yeah.
the
And
minimum.
so I couldn't like report his ass and I left him a fucking note just telling him like, "Hey,
Whoa.
there are people that get off of work and they're spending an extra hour just to get home and like be in their homes because they can't fucking find parking. And
Damn.
I just like made him like wrote a letter to try to make him feel guilty. He probably didn't care, but like still, it's like if he did read it, maybe it made a difference.
At least you didn't put food all over like Johan.
He's
Shout out
gonna like
Johan.
that you said that.
Shout out Johan.
Shout out to Johan.
You know what, Johan? Next time you call me, I'll show you
Shout
some. Give
shout
you
out
some creative.
Heady FM.
Shout out headyfm.com.
Heady Radio.
Heady Radio.
.com.
Heady.
Psychedelic
Heady
sounds.
psychedelic porn crumpets.
Um, yeah. I guess at least I didn't pour anything on his car.
Hmm. I wish Johan would have done more. Johan, next time call me, I'll help you out.
I think the story might be to be continued. I think he had
He has more,
something.
yeah, he
Yeah.
told me. There's been new developments. I heard he was cornered. Uh,
To be continued
to
with
be
that story.
continued.
I did tell you there was an addition to that story, right?
Yeah. One time,
He'll be back to
I guess
to finish that story.
I get it. People are assholes in that side of town.
No, people are just assholes in general in all of LA. Like
Yeah,
with parking, like nobody's nice to their neighbor.
parking's rough.
Um,
Parking's real rough. Like, we just went to go try to eat pizza right now with our neighbors, and not the neighbor, that we're talking shit about, but because they're not our friends, we don't like them. And she's there's no them. It's just a lady in here too. It's
our
nice.
friends that actually live close to us,
Our friends,
our
yeah,
neighbors.
yeah, and they left because there was no parking,
Yeah,
and I respect it. I get it.
it's fine.
It's fine. There's no bad blood.
There's no commitment
There's no
for like
commitment.
if you can't find parking, I don't expect you to drive around in
Yeah,
circles
I get
until
it.
we do.
I get it, but I'm down.
Well, we really wanted pizza.
We wanted delicious, and I'm down. Shout out Delicious Pizza, I guess. Yeah, we were down. We really wanted it. We went. And sometimes people aren't down to drive around and wait in line.
I don't like driving around and waiting in line.
I know.
That's not my thing.
It's not. I don't mind it.
I don't like it.
If it's good enough, I don't mind.
No. I don't like waiting in line, and I don't like driving
Well, we didn't
around.
wait in line. We
I
just
also don't like
drove a
paying
little
for
bit.
water. And I also don't like
Ugh.
paying for parking.
Where do you pay for water? I think of a place right now off the top.
Any festival.
Ooh, that's why festivals are the worst.
Any festival, any like stadium venue, pretty much, you're paying for water.
Yeah,
Bottled water.
bottled water, and it's like $6
Yeah, something like
for
that.
a bottle of water. It's like, what, you're charging people just to hydrate? They'll
Yeah.
have a hydration station, and
I
you're
feel like
just
you're
drinking
trying to
off the
like
sink.
call me on like where do you pay for water, but like
No, I'm not trying to call you on it, freaking defensive. I'm saying
I'm
like
projecting.
call a
So what?
place out. Like call a place out that sucks that charges you for water.
I don't know.
Because I feel like we ran into a place that charged for water recently. I don't know where.
Everywhere charges for water.
Like when you go to like a restaurant, and you're like, "Can I get water?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'll be $3." And they give you a water bottle, and you're like, fucking water? You can't just give me water in a cup?
Yeah.
I'm thirsty."
Yeah. Well, water ain't free. Nothing in life is free anymore.
That's not true.
What's free?
These hands.
Your hands are free?
My hands are free.
So they're just touching
For
everyone
the
and
haters.
like
Well, not
doing
like touch. No, not
things.
like that.
Weird.
Well, I mean, these hands balled up into fists, ready to fight other men.
Freedom fighters.
Yeah. And yours are ready to fight other women.
So, any other neighbor stories? Do you have any good neighbor stories?
Do I have
Has
any
your
good?
neighbor ever looked out for you?
Yeah, of course. I've had a neighbor that would like come knock on my door and be like, "Hey, Jess." He'd be all stoned in the morning, like watering his lawn.
Yeah, let's shout out
He'd be
to the
like,
good neighbors.
he'd like come
What's
over.
the insurance? This is your good neighbor, State Farm is there?
State Farm is there, yeah. I used to work for State Farm. That's Allstate. Allstate or State
State
Farm?
Farm.
I thought it was Jake from State Farm.
I don't know. Allstate is there.
Allstate, you're in good hands. That's that one. Right?
State Farm is neighbor or something.
State Farm,
It's your good neighbor.
your
State
good
Farm
neighbor.
is there.
State Farm is
Something
there. You're right.
something like that.
Yeah, I fucking hate insurance. Yeah, I had a neighbor. He would come knock on the door in the morning. He'd be like, "Hey, Jess, uh, the street cleaning's here.
Move your car.
You should move your car, man. Be like, oh shit, thanks. And I go move my car.
So my dad, I don't know where his car was at this time, but he was walking on Figueroa, which is something he really doesn't do. And he walked to his dentist, which was up the street, and he was kind of freaking out. He hates the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then you gotta walk. That's
so the
twice as bad.
dentist was like playing games with him. They were making him wait like a long time and he was in pain. My dad's the type of person that'll wait until like he's really fucking in unbearable pain.
Yeah.
So he went and they had him waiting for a really long time. My mom said like they were having him wait for a couple hours to
What?
even just like work on him or something. And he got really frustrated. My dad's very short tempered.
Mm-hmm.
So he walked out
Mm-hmm.
and or I don't know. He says I think he was just gonna step out and he was gonna go back or something. But he stepped out and he said that he felt really lightheaded and he was like gonna
What?
faint
From the pain?
from the pain
Fuck.
because that's how like unbearable it was.
Wow.
And so I think he basically kind of fainted and
He passed out.
our neighbor. So shout out Jeffrey and his mom and Aria, the Montoyas.
Montoya's.
Um,
What was your mom saying, Araya?
oh yeah. So Aria is the littlest of the family, and she saw my dad, and she pointed out
She loves your
to
dad.
she pointed to her grandma and was like, "Isn't that Mike or whatever?" And they saw him and they like came to him and like I guess they helped him and
What
you
the
know
hell, Mike?
ever since then there's a bond.
Oh my god. That's why your dad buys your little snacks
Yeah.
and chicles.
Yeah. So um
That's so funny.
so that's a good neighbor, you know?
That is a good neighbor. That's you know, you see your neighbor passed out on the street on Figueroa. You should definitely call
No, but
for
not
help.
only that, they always like have supported me in like my events and
Mm,
stuff. So like they always show up
yeah.
and that's a
Uh,
good neighbor.
yeah, but your dad passing out, that's a better story, you know.
Yeah. And
That's clutch.
well, it's just like shouting out to good neighbors. There's very few. Sometimes people don't even talk to their neighbors anymore. We're guilty of that.
That's true. My neighbor he used to fucking Mike, other Mike,
Yeah.
my dad's friend Mike. He would just like smoke meat for us.
Meat.
We just smoke like brisket and fucking all types of shit, ribs, and just be like,
My dad's friend Louis used to watch our dogs and he loved our dogs and he would feed our dogs like meat too and
what the
just like
hell?
yeah, he was a good neighbor too.
See, these are the good neighbors. These are the neighbors that people need.
Yeah.
I had another neighbor who like we had a dog that like got sick and they like adopted the dog and found a good home for it
Oh, that's cute.
and then I had another neighbor that my mom thinks stole a dog from us.
What?
Yeah. I had another neighbor. Well, it was like their grandparents and then they had a grandson and I would like hang out with them and then they had a daughter and then the daughter's boyfriend, he was a correctional officer
Mm.
and he like moved up, became a cop,
Hmm.
then he became CHP. And so for 4th of July, my dad would light illegal fireworks, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because he's my dad. He's fucking ridiculous. And the homie Daniel, the CHP guy, he would just like the cops would come. He'd be like, "Hey, it's cool," and we would just light the sky up for fucking hours with the CHP guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I've been cool with the cops.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had too many cool neighbors. I mean, Mike's probably the coolest because he would freaking use a smoker to bring us fucking brisket and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They showed my dad how to use his smoker, and you know, neighbors are just kind of boring because like
You lost your energy like five
just
minutes
thinking about
ago.
it, I'm
I
just
was
like,
like,
there's
huh?
not too many stories about fucking good neighbors I have.
Good neighbors that you
Yeah,
have.
my
Yeah.
neighbors have never liked me.
Huh.
No,
Wow.
no.
The other day, one of our neighbors helped me move, and I thought that was nice.
Yeah,
You know,
he keeps offering to also give us alcohol.
I don't know why you're not taking it.
Um, he said that he would bring it by, and he never did.
Mm.
I don't want to go knock on his door and be
Hey,
like,
do you have the alcohol you were
"Hey,
talking about?
that alcohol you offered us twice already, like, can you just give it to us?
Um,
The seltzers that you said you had."
yeah, I think it's important for people to be mindful of their neighbors. And I'm not speaking as if I know it all because I'm actually really bad and
You're actually a
guilty
rude neighbor. You don't say
of
hi.
like you don't need to put me on blast like that.
She doesn't say hi, so
You're just as guilty, okay? You don't say hi to
I say hi to
our
all the neighbors.
no, you don't
I
say hi
say
to
hi.
our
I
you don't say
smile.
hi to our
I even give
Indian
them the.
neighbors.
Sometimes I even give them the
Our
white guy
Indian
smile. I
neighbors,
go,
you do not say hi to
do the
them.
people
So,
know what it is.
yeah,
Other ones, I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey,
no, you don't.
I held the door open for that guy earlier. The guy was walking with his trash.
Okay, that's
I'm
just
a good
like a
neighbor.
nice gesture.
I didn't have to do it for him. He's a grown man. He could have done it himself. Fuck him.
Yeah,
I held it open for him. I said, you know, I see, I get you.
I see you, I get you.
You got two,
Anyway,
two bags of trash.
I feel like you're just trying to like compensate now because you know we've been bad neighbors
We're
and
great.
I'm just being accountable for it and I'm working on it. That's all I'm saying.
We used to have this one neighbor who was like a grown fucking giant 14-year-old Indian kid who every other day would just like we have a little tiny hallway that's probably like what like 6 by 3 feet,
Okay.
and this fucking little Indian kid would sit in the hallway, and this was already like 2 years. He was
Yeah,
not
he
14. He
had
had to be like 15
he
because
had
he's like
long legs. He
yeah,
was blocking the
'cause he had to be like
corridor.
15 because he's like 17 now probably,
Um,
and he fucking now he thinks he's too cool for school, and I see him stealing shit at Ralph's,
yeah.
and
What was he stealing?
he was stealing one of those apple pies, like you know, like the fucking glazed apple pies. They're like $1. They come in like a box,
Yeah.
and yeah, and he never says hi. He always like he never moves out of the way when we're walking, and even worse is that he would sit in the fucking little tiny hallway we have and block our doorway, our entrance, and like make my girlfriend fucking step over his fucking long legs, and he's sitting there with no deodorant on. Like you're a fucking high schooler now. You're growing up to a man. Someone should show you to fucking put deodorant on and shower and like say excuse me
Would
to
you do you prefer him over the dumb bitch downstairs? I
yeah.
do.
I do, yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Because at least they didn't complain about us.
Yeah.
You know? And at some point he got too old to be hiding in our fucking hallway watching YouTube on his phone.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say shout out to that kid.
Shout out to that kid. Nahil.
You weren't that bad.
No.
We miss you.
I mean, I don't know if we miss him.
I missed him definitely if I had to compare him and the stupid lady downstairs. Yeah. You never know what you got till it's gone.
I mean, yeah,
Be a good neighbor. State
yeah,
Farm is there.
you'd be a good neighbor. State Farm is there. You're right.
That's it. Um, I don't know if I could think of any good neighbor stories right now. We got about 7 minutes left. I know
I
you.
think we don't have to talk anymore about neighbors. It's like the whole episode is to be all our neighbors. The neighbors
Yeah, I
suck.
think neighbors is a good
We're done.
topic though.
We're done with
No,
neighbors.
I'm not done
Well,
with
we don't
neighbors.
have any more neighbor stories, right?
Do you?
I don't. I told you I had a crazy story about a neighbor who got held hostage, and then they shot the dude, and they sick dogs on him. Like that wasn't crazy enough for you. That's pretty crazy. I couldn't even
It's
come out of
just
the
I don't know if
house.
that's true, babe.
Why would it not be true? I would just make that up.
Mm, I don't
Oh my god, you're annoying. I was living in West Covina. There was a crack house down the street that they
know.
the
Yeah,
meth house
I
that burned
believe you.
down.
I believe you. Um,
Wow,
well, what?
wow, that wasn't good enough for you. Are you not entertained?
I think it's just the way you told the story.
It's just because you were like very bored as I was telling it, so I feel like this is like she doesn't even
You're
like this
blaming
story.
me.
She
It's
doesn't even
so
like the
funny
story. She
how
had this
like
like,
you don't want to just be accountable for shit, so you just
what do
like
you mean? Okay, who likes telling a story to someone who's bored listening to the story?
I
You're like,
wasn't bored.
I
You're
might as well
just
just hurry
it
up and
was,
finish this story.
you
She's
know how
on
you
here.
make a story boring when you start telling the story in a boring way. That's all.
Okay, maybe I started the story in a boring way, but I was
Yeah.
expecting you to be like, "What? Are you serious?" But you're like, hmm, "Okay, dry,
Mm.
freaking dry, just like the piss on the barbecue are dried up."
So apparently, by my parents' house, the neighbors are, I mean, we've already suspected it.
What? Suspected what? What are they doing?
They're front.
They're from which
Yeah,
neighbors?
they're a party rental business.
Party rental? You talking
Mm-hmm.
about the apartments?
Across the street.
Oh, across the
My
street.
parents.
They're a party rental business.
Yeah, but it's probably a front.
Oh, so they're not doing party rental.
Yeah,
Were they doing drugs?
probably.
How do you know it's a front? How do they know?
It's just like the cops are always there. Like, they just seem shady. I feel like I pointed something out to you one time and you were like, huh, I don't know.
That's not enough.
That's not enough?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Like, how's that enough to suspect that they're a front?
You know what was a front? There's this place on E-Rock, Colorado Boulevard.
What was it?
Meso?
Meso? What was that?
It's this business quotation marks.
What?
It used to be a Sizzler. And for some reason, like there's always cars there, like a bunch of
You
cars in the
serious?
nighttime.
See, that's how you listen to a story.
And there's like always cars in the nighttime and like there's lights and stuff going on in the
Damn.
business in the night, but during the day it's like dead. And then you look up like
Like the
the
Red
the
Rose.
Yelp reviews or something, and it's like 5 stars, but they're like fake,
What?
they're like fake reviews. And then I could have sworn that I've read a review that said like wasn't able to contact this
Oh,
business. I don't know how they
shit.
stay in business or
How do you
something
get
like
in
that.
here?
Yeah,
Damn. I know some places like that. Have you ever seen the Red Rose on Valley?
I think so.
It's like a it's empty during the day. It's on Valley by like the Hilton in Alhambra, San Gabriel.
Hmm.
And then at night, there's like fucking Ferraris and Maseratis and fucking luxury cars
Hmm.
and like fucking dudes that look like they're in fucking watching.
I think that the Armenian mafia is probably
Oh, running that shit?
at Meso because it's really
Probably.
close to Glendale.
Oh yeah,
It's by the
probably.
Egrock Plaza. So
Shout out to my Armenian friends. You know, I have one Armenian friend.
Armenian people are cool.
Yeah, and when you're close to them,
Hmm.
they're great.
Yeah, they're cool people.
But when you don't know them, man,
Don't get on their bad
don't get on
side.
their best side, and you do not trust them. I'll tell you that.
But also, it's hard to, I don't know, when you're a woman.
It's easier.
No, Armenian men are just like,
Herberts.
they're perverts. They treat you like you're dumb. Like, they
Yeah,
treat you like, yeah, like they talk down to you in a way.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't like that shit.
Cultural shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
it.
Shitty cultural stuff. Some cultures are shitty. What are we gonna say?
Yeah. I mean, I guess every culture is kind of like that in a way. They talk down to women,
Yeah. What culture doesn't?
right?
Yeah.
It's because we're stupid. Just kidding.
What? Dumb. You're like, yeah, I should have known I'm being put in my place.
I'm being stupid.
I'm being stupidly. Was it?
Yeah.
Let's figure out a culture
Well,
that
actually,
next
women
time.
are smarter than men. So that's proven. Right, babe?
I feel like
Yeah, they are.
women are smarter than men at certain things,
We are smarter
but
at
objectively, for
almost
some
like
reason,
everything.
men like we're good like we're like smarter at, like other things that are like just maybe more. I don't know. We're smarter when it comes to like logical shit so much that like we suck at things that are like
Common sense.
not common
You
sense.
guys suck at common sense.
I think it's very specific common sense. It's like a common sense in regards to others.
All right, we'll end here.
We'll figure out one day what we're. I don't even know. I guess I'm not smarter than the woman's.
You know,
I'm not. You guys are smarter.
it's okay. I love you. All right. Thanks for stopping by.
I love you too. Fat check.
For
Are you
you.
or are you not gonna have a snack right now?
I'm gonna have some water.
Ooh, me too. Let's end it on a good note.
Okay.